Okay, Monday morning, and we're not in the kingdom. We're on location. I'm trying to focus on that buzzy thing there. Mosquitoes are out today, and it's a little windy, but that's okay. So this morning is holiday Monday, May long weekend in Canada. So we woke up to -2. It is chilly, but the sun's warm, but feels like -5. Yes. All right, on the yo-yo scale, plus 29 Fahrenheit, but feels like plus 23. Yes, we're live on location. I'm just coming home from the Notel Motel. Yes, the Notel Motel. Yes, we're just heading up. We're actually on the Kinoosao Rally Road. We're going to see how far we go before the road is impassable in the 48 Chevy sedan delivery. That drone is around here somewhere. I can see it. There it is. All right, so the staff's recording me, recording myself. Oh my goodness, on this selfie stick. All right, they'll let her go and fly around, and then we'll insert the video after this. Okay, no idea what time it is, but we're at the start of the winter road. Yes, but the winter road is closed for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it melted away. So the staff's going to send the drone up, and we're 47 kilometers from WHO-ville. Yes, and WHO-ville. We're on the Kinoosao Rally Road, which is well known in my books. Yes, I write books about this road. All right, let's see what the staff can do with the drone.
Monday morning, and we are not in Whoville. As you can see, we are up by the winter road here. My dad's going to do a couple videos. I'm going to get the drone out and send it up in the air. It is pretty windy out here right now, so I'm not going to go too high, just high enough so I can look around.
Okay, I'm looking back towards WHO-ville, and staff's beside the sedan delivery, the 48 sedan delivery. She has the drone in the air. It's the same height as her. Now it's coming towards me. Yes, hopefully it's not too windy. She won't send it very high, and we'll get it up. And also, too, this is the start of the winter road. So garbage, 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 and more garbage. Yes, unreal how much garbage is here. It's like these guys stop at the winter road here. There's the winter road right there. It's frozen, or muskeg. Yeah, so they make a road on the muskeg. It's not very level, not very smooth. As you can see, everybody's had great fun with it. But garbage everywhere. Welcome to the new world we live in. All right, let's see where the staff's got the drone. Okay, I can hear it. There it is right there. I can see it. Let's see what she's getting for video. All right. So I'll stop the camera now, and we'll let the drone take over as she rises it up. It's not too windy. All right, now I got a long walk back to the vehicle.
Sent the drone up in the air and got a little video. Now we'll make our way back into WHO-ville and stop along the way and get a couple more videos. Hopefully the wind dies down so I can send the drone up. On our way back into WHO-ville, and there's a little water crossing right in the middle of the road here, so I'm going to send the drone up and record my dad going through it. Hopefully he doesn't get stuck. We don't have the quad to get us back into WHO-ville. As you can see on the side here, people have been putting trees down to get around. Sent the drone up and got a little video. It is way too windy out here, so I can't go very high. The drone is equipped for wind, but it's not recommended. Plus, it is pretty windy. Look at those trees move. Now my dad's going to do his little video talking about the watering hole and where they were stuck.
Okay, as you can see on this water hole here, as the road melted or whatever, all the gravel's on the sides and everything. But somebody got stuck, so they would be taking high ground. This probably was a big ice field or an ice hole. And they got stuck. They got stuck well. So the trick is to cut some tree branches, some firewood. The guys even had an axe. So that's how they were cutting the wood and trying to put it under the wheels to get out. Man, these guys were stuck. And by the looks of it, they were here a while. But that's all par for the course of the Kinoosao Rally Road. Okay, one of the hazards of the Kinoosao Rally Road is not the, how would you say, saw spots, water holes, or anything like that. Back in the day, they used steel culverts. So guess what happens? Frost pushes everything up, so those culverts come up, and then the grader comes along and the vehicles come along. Yes, so it kind of makes it hard on the tires. We drove over right here. You can see our smooth tire track. So we drove over that. Look at that. And then over here, this is pointing straight up, right there. Oh, that's a little hard on the tires. But modern advent, they're starting to use plastic culverts, so they're not as hard on your tires and stuff. So that's the joys and the risks of the Kinoosao Rally Road. You have to carry lots of spare tires for some reason. All right, let's continue the quest. Okay, we're now at the Wolverine Bridge, okay? There's a Wolverine Lodge just around the corner. It's one of the first ones ever operating around WHO-ville here. It started back in the 60s, so this was known as the Wolverine Bridge right here. And you can see all the signs. Yes, the signs, so you can turn and make the bridge. Now we'll walk over there and we'll show everybody everything that's gone into the river, into the creek. Okay, it's a little windy. The staff can't send the drone up, so I'll do a walk by, a walk over instead. All right, so you're coming down the road, you try and make this curve, and you don't make the curve. So you missed the bridge. Yes, you missed the bridge. So we've had, what, 2 semis in this here. I never got paid on the second semi. that went in. All right, so the big deal is to get it across. Okay, so you can tell how fast you're going if you make the other side. Yeah, if you make the other side, that's bonus points. So we helped on the second semi that was in here. We never got paid. The semi that was in on the other side over there, we got paid very well because Dr. Hook Towing out of Winnipeg was in charge of the recovery. So then Manitoba government or whatever, the Department of Holidays, let the lowball bidders take over. So the guy grades the road. Next day he comes up to finish grading where he finished, or to start where he finished. He puts the grader in. Yes, he comes around the corner and puts the grader down in the creek. So that says a lot when you're a lowball bidder, and that's how good your road is. And then I think it was March there, some little small car went in here. It was upside down in the water. This is a fairly moving fast water creek. We know it well, but we can see the mess. Unreal. So over here, oh, you can see all the marks of everybody missing it. I write about this book, or this bridge, in my Winter Road book series, because a lot of accidents and everything has happened on it. And then over here is the other side. The fellow that come around the corner there, he just about touched the other side, so he has the most bonus points. Yes, the most bonus points. And this water is moving. Yes, it's moving. It's unreal how fast it's going. And down there, there's some concrete there because they had a water wheel for trying to generate power for Wolverine Lodge, because it was the first American fishing lodge up here. And when I came up here to do scrap metal in '96, that was one of the first items we grabbed, was that water wheel, because it was making a terrible noise and it was an environmental mess. The thing would sit there and spin and make high-pitched squeals, so we had to remove it. So over here, somebody's shoe. Yes, must have been a good time. I wonder if there's a matching set. But how do you lose one shoe and one shoe only? Oh well. But that's the joys. It is a fun road, and we'll continue our quest.
On our way back into Whoville, and we stopped at Lookout Point up on the Eskers. As you can see, there's still some ice on the lake all the way over there. I would send the drone up, but it is way too windy out here right now. I don't want it to disappear into the trees, and then I have to go track it down. Now let's look around here. Sorry about all the wind noise. It's pretty windy out here right now, and I don't have my mic with me, and my dad's using the other one. Now my dad's gonna head down to where one of the trucks went into the ditch, and he'll do a video.
Okay, we're watching the staff do the video up there. We're at Lookout Point. Yes, this is we're in the Eskers. The Eskers, yes, if you look it up on Google or whatever, it's basically a ridge of land, yes, from the glaciers. All right, so when we were filming in 2014, we left the Lookout Point. We're coming this way. I was in the lead and Art was behind me. Yes, we're heading to Ricochet Hill for my 15 seconds of fame. So the film car wants to come around and Art says it's smooth. Yes, come on by. Well, I don't know. Art's not from around here. He's not a true winter road trucker from, how would you say, Manitoba. So he's never been up here. So he tells the film car to come by. Can we see that, Les Nessman? It's nice and steep. So the film car, as you can see, this is the main road. The greater wing will go out and make it look flat. Yes, look flat, but it's not flat. So the film car got sucked in and over the edge, it was down in amongst those trees. So then Art had to stop, back up through here. That's one thing I will give you credit. Art can drive. He did be able to back up because he was way up there and he had to back up to get the film car and pull him out. So that's what he did. And then he got the film car out. As the film car comes out, it kind of bangs all the trees. It could have been over there or whatever, but the car got smashed up pretty good. So that's the joys of not being, how to say, from around here, not knowing the conditions, and this is the Eskers. So it's a good thing the film car didn't pass on the right, because look how steep it is. And the grader comes along and windrows it out. So it's actually way out and it looks flat. Yes, it's a false impression. So you have to know this road to be able to travel it safely. So the best way to travel this Kinoosao Rally Road, 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas, and don't let fear and common sense hold you back.
Got the GoPro set up in the window so I can film us going down through the Eskers and back into Whoville. My dad is eating his birthday cupcakes. That almost blew away on him. I got that on camera.
Wow. Okay, it's nice and windy, so no more drone flying, but we didn't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning to come out and film. So here we are on the Eskers. Look at that. It's just nice and steep and everything. Look at this. So in March of 2019, this vehicle was plumped into off the road, and it's still here. It's hard to believe in 2000, the year 2000, I went up and down the Kinoosao Rally Road and we picked up all the scrap and cleaned up everything, made it look pretty. Yes. So this vehicle was in here since March of 2019. And of course they have to smash the windows out of it because people don't like their reflection for some reason, and that's it. It's been here, nobody cares. And that's what the film car did, went down in against the trees, and then when they pulled it out, it banged all the trees all the way. But it is pretty steep here. If it wasn't for the trees, it would be great fun. And then over here, let's see how steep it is. Ooh, that's scary down there. The camera will not show you how steep it is, and it's spooky. And the best time to travel this road is now because there's no foliage or air, but once the trees blossom, this road gets so narrow. All right, let's continue the quest. Okay, we're a little further on the Kinoosao Rally Road on the Eskers. So in 2009, a Chevy square body truck came around this corner. The guy was going too fast. He had his skidoos on a trailer behind and spun it right around. It was in December. I remember it well. He spun it around in a complete circle and parked it on this side of the road straight in line. And that motor out of that square body truck, after I rescued the guy, that became the motor in the 45 Chevy truck that my grandpa got hit by the train with. Yes, so that tells you how long we've had stuff. 2009, I towed a fellow off the winter road here that blew up the rear end in his truck because he spun around, and now the motor and transmission is in the 45 Chevy truck. Oh, this trip is memory lane today. Okay, the staff said try the selfie stick one more time because you're wearing clean clothes, because usually at this time in the morning you're dirty because you've been working hard out in the yard. So we're in a little narrow spot right here. Back when I graded the road in 2009, I was running a grader for a private contractor. That's when they paid big bucks to, I would say, grade the road. They didn't get the low ballers. So look at how steep it is here. Ooh, I better be careful not to fall down the hill. But it is steep here. So the trick was, when you graded this part right in here, was not to put the grader over the edge or get sucked in with the wing. Yes, because the wing is hanging out, whacking the trees. And let's see if we can back up across the road. Let's see if we can do a walk backwards. Oh, I got talent. Look at that. All right. Better make sure I see where I'm going. I'm using the camera. All right. So this is freaking steep. Yes. And we've seen people, how would you say, get caught in the snowbank, and then that's where the car stops. Because you can't get enough speed on this road. Like, we're traveling top speed of 60 kilometers an hour. It doesn't matter what vehicle you're traveling in, that's the speed you go. So that's all right. So when you're traveling this road, the trees stop you from getting, how would you say, too bad over the edge. All right, let's continue the quest. The 48 Chevy sedan delivery is performing well. Next stop will be almost out of the Esker, where we have the dirt bank. Okay, traveling through the Eskers. It's like traveling through Australia. You have dirt banks on each side, just like in Australia where they grade the road through the outback. So you have a dirt bank on each side, which makes it great fun when you're plowing snow in the winter. Yes, because you have a dirt bank. But that's how would you say, it gives it some, how would you say, natural or nostalgic or something. But it means here in the Eskers when you have the dirt banks. Oh, these lips, I need some beverage.
11 a.m. We just made it to the Zed Lake turnoff. My dad is outside doing his little selfie video on the road closure sign, which is right beside me. Now I can finish heading into WHO-ville, and hopefully that'll be it for today.
Okay, we're back where the road turns good. Yes, they closed the road to Kinoosao because we made it 50 kilometers up the winter road, Kinoosao Rally Road, and after that it's bad. So they blocked the road off or closed it here. at Zed Lake. This is a provincial campground or whatever, yada, yada, yada. We don't go in there because they don't like us. Yes. All right, let's continue the quest and get back to the kingdom. I can taste that beverage now.
On our way back into Whoville, just past the Zed Lake turnoff, and as you can see, there is a little culvert here. Thankfully, it's a plastic culvert, but there must have been bedrock underneath because it's up pretty high. Now my dad will go over the little hump. Hopefully he backs up to come get me because my ankle's still pretty sore. 11:30 and we just made it back into Whoville. Now I can head inside and go through all the Insta360 footage and the drone and see how everything turned out.
Okay, back in the kingdom. That was a fun trip. Halfway up to Kinoosao Rally Road. When it dries up and the road gets better, we can go all the way. Yes, 102 kilometers to Kinoosao itself. All right, let's go burn some bacon and eggs, and then we can get to work in the kingdom.
12 p.m. and I'm just getting ready to make lunch. I'll be having leftover lasagna and Caesar salad from last night, so let's head inside and let the dogs out. Then at 1 p.m. I'll do the weather and head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to today. Pretty sure we're not doing much because we got all of our minutes this morning. Made it to the kingdom and looks like we're not doing anything today, so I grabbed my dog treats and I'll head back into Whoville and do the weather at 4:35 p.m. It is windy out here.
Okay, it appears at 3 o'clock the wind has died down. I had great fun. It was windy. I was trying to put this piece of tin on here. Yes, it was a little rusty, so we're just doing a patch job. Yeah, it's a patch job. Yes, all right. So the plan was today was to weld that hole up and everything like that, but I don't feel like crawling around. So I got my vice grips down here holding the bottom piece on. Tomorrow we'll crawl around. I'll drill some holes and anchor it good. Yes, and then I'll fill in that hole there so it's not a trip and fall hazard. And then back here, we had a few little problems back here, so we put a little piece over there to cover up the rust. We got to fix this hole. It's actually 2011, but I wrote that on there in 2018 to remind myself. We got a little ventilation hole here and a little bit of rust down there, so it's actually going pretty good. We got the gasket goo, we got reusable screws and stuff like that, and reusable plate. All right, let's go have a beverage because we worked hard today, as the boss say. Playtime.
4:30 and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 15 degrees Celsius, which is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the fields like on the bottom. As you can see, it is still pretty windy out here right now. That sun is nice and warm, but that wind makes it chilly. Now let's head inside, let the dogs out, then I can get supper ready and end my day.
Okay, it's 5 o'clock and we got the patch panels done. That's good enough for the ladies I go with and good enough. It's not a, what would you say, a 69 Dodge Super B with a wing at the Merca sale, sold for $500,000, and the guy finds the Bondo in the paint removed and finds all these patch panels like I did. Yes, that's the joys. This will never go on the, how do you say, Merca sale, because Barrett Jackson will be doing my estate auction, so it'll bring top dollar. We did the patch panels on the side here to cover up the wheel wells from when there was a box on the welding truck and there was wheels where the skis were. All right, let's see what the flags are doing. We had a good May long weekend in Canada, and the flags are a tangled mess. That's going to be me. One night at the No-Tell Motel, and I'm suffering drastically. I don't know why. All right, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, and make a video. Talk to you later.